Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. My name is Dempsey Marks. I'm a certified personal trainer, yoga instructor, and group fitness instructor. And today I am going to take you through 3 of my absolute favorite compound movements. So this circuit is going to be comprised of 3 exercises. Most of them are going to target every muscle in your body. I love compound movements because you get more bang for your buck. You're targeting more than one muscle group and you'll be burning extra calories while you're doing them. All you're going to need today is a pair of light dumbbells and an exercise mat. So let's get right into it. So starting off, grab your dumbbells. We're going to start off with an exercise called a squat, curl, and press. So 3 parts to this exercise. Grabbing your dumbbells, you're going to start standing with your feet just about hip distance apart, maybe just a little bit wider, toes pointed slightly out. Holding your dumbbells at your sides, you're going to sit back and down into a squat. And as you stand, you're going to curl the dumbbells up to your shoulders and press them overhead, releasing your arms back down. That's going to be 1 rep. We're going to do 12 of these. So making sure, as always, that you're keeping your core locked on nice and tight, especially when those dumbbells go up and overhead. You can do that just by drawing your belly button into your spine. It's going to help protect your lower back. This exercise is going to be targeting your legs because of the squat, obviously your arms because of the curl and the shoulder press, as well as your shoulders and your back. All right, that's 6 reps, halfway there. Making sure that when you do your squat that you're keeping your weight nice and back in your heels, driving through those heels to stand. That's going to help target your butt. And obviously with a squat as well, you want to make sure that your toes aren't coming forward, your knees aren't coming forward past your toes. All right, we got 2 more of these. And last one. Awesome. All right, so first exercise done. Next up, we're going to do something called a crawl out with an opposite shoulder tap. So you're going to start, let's move these dumbbells out of the way. Start standing with your feet hip distance apart. Make sure your shoulders are rolled back, chest is up nice and proud. What you're going to do is you're going to plant those hands on the floor and you're going to walk it out into a push-up position, drop it down into a push-up, and then you're going to give me an opposite shoulder tap. So 1, 2, and then you're going to crawl your hands back up, stand up, chest nice and proud, and then we're going to get into it. We're going to do 10 reps of this exercise. So 1 down, 9 to go. This exercise is going to be targeting pretty much everything in your upper body. So you're going to be getting your chest, your shoulders, your arms, and then because of this opposite shoulder tap here, you're also going to be targeting those abs because in order to lift up your hand off the ground, you've got to keep that core locked on nice and tight. All right, that's 4 done. We got 6 more. Halfway there. Making sure with the push-up that you're keeping your gaze down nice and straight. We don't want to be looking up and straining our neck. Standing up. And obviously with the push-up, depending on your strength level, feel free to just drop down to your knees for this. I always say with a push-up, it's better to get the full range of motion so that you're getting all of those muscles engaged, all of your chest, your triceps, shoulders, rather than just doing half of a push-up and not completely engaging the muscles. All right, we got 2 more. Remembering to breathe. And last one. And we're back up. All right, guys, those are the 2 hardest exercises. The next exercise we get to lay down for. So this is probably my favorite. What we're going to be doing is it's going to be a hip lift with a skull crusher. So there's 2 parts to this exercise as well. You're just going to work with 1 dumbbell for this exercise. What we're going to do, we're going to come back and down onto our back. Making sure that your feet are just about hip distance apart, and you want to be able to graze your heels with your long finger. So coming down onto your back, press your back into the mat. That's going to help you engage your core. And what you're going to do is you're just going to drive through those heels to lift your hips up. Your hips are going to stay here the whole time, making sure that weight is in the heels rather than in the toes, because that's going to target your butt rather than your quads. All right, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab a hold of our dumbbell, holding it by the sides, making sure that it's nice and straight up there. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna bend those elbows down and press back up. That's the skull crusher part. So we're gonna do 12 of these. So that's one. Making sure that we're really keeping those hips up nice and high, getting a good burn in those buns. If you want to do this with 2 dumbbells, you can totally feel free to do that as well. All right, we got 6 more. So this exercise is going to be targeting your butt, your legs, pretty much all of your lower body, as well as your triceps. Remembering to breathe. We've got 4 more of this. If you start to fatigue, feel free to just drop down, shake out your legs, and then press back up again. 3 more. Making sure that that movement is nice, slow, and controlled. And 3. And lowering ourselves down. Woo, feel that in the butt. All right, guys. Let's go through that one more time. So, back to our squat, curl, and press, grabbing a hold of those dumbbells. If you happen to have extra dumbbells and your dumbbells were a little bit lighter, a little bit heavy, feel free to go up and down in the weight throughout your circuits. It's just going to mix the workout up, challenge your body in a little bit of a different way. So back to our squat, curl, and press, remembering feet about hip distance apart, rolling those shoulders back and down. And here we go, right into it. Again, making sure that that belly button is drawn into the spine. With squats, people have a tendency to roll forward a little bit. I want you to make sure those shoulders are rolled back, that chest is up nice and proud. Always making sure that we're breathing. And we want to make sure that the curl and the press, as well as the release, is nice and controlled. We don't want to be rushing through this. Nice, slow, and controlled motion. Keeping that weight in those heels for the squat. We've got 4 more. Keep it going for 3. And 2. Last one. Woo, awesome job. All right, guys. Back into our crawl outs with our opposite shoulder taps. So, like I said in the first round, if your arms start to fatigue, feel free to drop down to your knees for the push-up portion. Form is most important, always, always, always. All right, let's get into it. 10 of these. Crawling those hands out, dropping it into a push-up, 1 and 2, and crawling back up. Making sure that when we're tapping our shoulders that we're keeping our torso nice and stable, nice and steady. We don't want to be rocking back and forth at all. So like I said, drawing that belly button into your spine, really being conscious of that. All right, into our 4th rep. And if this exercise is a little bit easy for you, if you want a bit more of a challenge, feel free to add an extra push-up in. That's just gonna add a little bit more of a strength element to it. Halfway there, we've got 5 more of these. Tapping those shoulders. Another way to add a little bit more fun into this exercise, you can always drop down into that push-up and then give me an opposite shoulder and then an opposite hip tap. that's just going to target your core a little bit more, force you to engage your core. Almost through these. We got 3 more. Last 2. Shaking those arms out at the top if you need to. And last one. And we're back up, done with that one. All right, guys, last exercise of the day. We're gonna go back into our hip lift with a skull crusher. For this one, I'm going to demonstrate it with 2 dumbbells if you happen to want to use 2 dumbbells because your triceps need a little bit more work. All right, so coming back down onto our back, making sure that we can graze those heels with our fingers. And we're going to grab 2 dumbbells this time. Same, all the motions are going to be all the same. What we're going to do, hips go up, arms go up. Keeping those dumbbells together, we're just going to lower them down so that they're just about touching the forehead and press them back up. Keeping those hips up nice and high. Nice, slow, and controlled with the skull crusher. The more range of motion that you get with your arms, the better it's going to be. That's 4. We got 8 more. And if you happen to want to start targeting your quads rather than your glutes, feel free to just shift that weight into your toes, and that's going to really target your quads a bit more. All right, 8 more. Remembering, keeping that core engaged, keeping that gaze straight up. 4 more of these, almost at the end. Remembering to breathe, keeping those hips up nice and high for the last 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome job, guys. All right. Thanks so much for joining me, Health Family. If you want more of these exercises, feel free to follow me on social media. My handle is just @DempseyMarks. You can find more at @DempseyMarks.com. I've got a new workout program coming out at the end of the month called Peak Physique. Gonna want to see that. All the workouts can be done in the comfort of your home. Lots of compound movements just like this one. And thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.